back to another one, you guys. If you are new to the channel, my name is Andrew with Mercedes-Benz of Hagerstown in Hagerstown, Maryland. For more information on our inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. So today we're in the brand new 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 because, believe it or not, it is less expensive for the 2026 model year. Also, interior quality is great, and since it's a little darker today, the ambient lighting is absolutely so freakishly bright. Gotta appreciate that. But ultimately, this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one. So having said that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so there's essentially two different configurations for the 2026 GLA 250. Got the front wheel drive configuration starting at $41,500, and so that is $1,500 less expensive than the 2025 model year. So it is less expensive for this year. That's pretty cool. The 4MATIC all-wheel drive is going to start at $43,500. Then you got the exclusive trim, which we actually do have today, that adds $1,600, and then the Pinnacle trim is going to add $5,400. But regardless of the configuration that you go with, the power plant on the GLA 250 is going to be the same. Powering the beast is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a mild hybrid system that puts out 221 horsepower, 5,500 RPM, 258 pound-feet of torque that comes in at 1,800 RPM. Power is going to be sent to the front wheels or all wheels through an 8-speed dual clutch with paddle shifters, which of course you guys know we will be testing out here in a little bit. 0 to 60 time is going to come in at approximately 6.8 seconds for the front wheel drive, 6.6 seconds then for the all-wheel drive. MPG numbers coming in at 26 in the city, 34 on the highway for the front wheel drive, 24 city, 32 then on the highway for the all-wheel drive, taking premium unleaded fuel. But so then before we do any kind of fun paddle shifter or acceleration test here in the GLA, I did want to mention to you guys the drive modes. It's a button that's located kind of just behind the cup holders. When you press that, you got comfort, eco, sport, individual, and off-road, adjusting things like the shift points, the throttle response, the steering sensitivity, eco start stop system, and that off-road mode actually can set it to a 50-50 torque split, which is pretty cool. And then there actually is a full manual shift mode as well if you were to put it in that individual mode. So if you wanted to play around with the paddle shifters, that's pretty cool. But now that I've got all of that out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's put the paddle shifters here to the test, and let's put the acceleration here to the test as well. I want to see how quickly the paddle shifters are going to react for us here, and of course, let's see how quickly we can get this one here up to speed. Pulling out onto the road here, let's see if it holds. It is good, cool, let's go. Oh, it's shifted though. All right, definitely plenty quick. Like, you would not even think that this is a 4-cylinder engine. Of course it's turbocharged, but insane acceleration, plenty respectable there. You're not going to have any issues emerging onto the highway. Downside is with the paddle shifters, I didn't have it in that individual driving mode, so for that reason it does shift for you. But like I said, if I were to have put it in that individual driving mode, I could have made it so that I could shift through my own gears. But if you don't have it in there, I had it in sport driving mode, it is going to shift for you, unfortunately. But I do like the fact though that you can do that. That's why I'm mentioning that. But plenty of acceleration, I like it. But to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. So up front you will find 12.6-inch ventilated front discs. In the back, 11.6-inch solid rear disc. As far as that 6-0 stopping distance goes, that comes in at a respectable 120 feet. As far as braking feel goes, it's brilliant. It's right where it should be. It's not a super firm braking feel, but it does lean on the firmer side of things. 100% not a soft braking feel though. So braking is right where it should be here with the GLA 250. But then touching on suspension and handling, up front you're going to get an independent McPherson strut front suspension. In the back, independent 4-link rear suspension, front and rear stabilizer bars. As far as ride quality goes, in my short little test drive here today, it's been perfectly fine. Definitely absorbing the road imperfections. Not that there are any right now on the curb road that we're in, but still, it has been perfectly fine, so I don't have any issues there. As far as steering feel goes, even in the comfort driving mode that I currently have it in, it's still weighted on the heavier side of things, which you guys know I like. If you watched my videos before, if you wanted that even heavier steering feel, put it in that sport driving mode. But overall, instantly points you in the direction that you want to go. So more of a playful steering feel, which I can personally appreciate. As far as cabin noise goes, this is literally the perfect test. We're going 60 miles per hour right now, so I'll be quiet here for a second. Maybe a smidge bit of wind noise, but other than that, road noise, it basically doesn't exist. So 100% perfectly fine there as well. Then taking a look at rear visibility, looking at my rear view mirror there, I can see perfectly fine out the back. So definitely shouldn't have any issues with that. Also touching on forward visibility a little bit, rain sensing windshield wipers do come standard. So whenever this thing detects any kind of mist or rainfall, it's going to automatically turn on the windshield wipers for you. Just one less thing you got to worry about, kind of like automatic headlights. The other thing is, if you were to go with that Pinnacle trim, you will also get a head-up display. So that's going to project your speed limit, and safety features up onto your windshield. So better assisting with forward visibility yet again. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250, just as it starts to rain, of course, but finished in polar white, in case you were curious of our exact exterior color name. But as always, let's go ahead and start with where the GLA is made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the letter W, indicating that the GLA 250 is built and assembled in Germany, as it should be. But starting up front, the standard setup will be a horizontal aluminum trim on that front grille. However, there is an AMG night package that goes for $3,300. We happen to have that. That gives you that horizontal chrome bar with the diamond block front grille that Mercedes-Benz has had for quite a while now. So that's what you guys are looking at, of course. If you want an illuminated star, that goes for $450. It is an option. Then down below, you're either going to get a gloss black or a chrome front lip, depending upon the configuration that you go with. Essentially, that AMG night package is going to turn all the chrome accents gloss black, minus the front grille, of course. To the sides, then LED headlights with LED daytime running lights. You get the automatic feature with them. You also get automatic high beams. So if you have your high beams on at night and it senses the vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. And when that vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically bounce it back up to high beams for you there. Then the Pinnacle trim is going to give you active LED headlights. So when you're going around a bend at night, the headlights are going to swivel based on the steering angle. Better help illuminating what is around that bend. So it's kind of a safety feature there in itself. But overall, it looks pretty darn similar to last year. It still looks dang good in my opinion, especially with the AMG package. But that pretty much rounds out the front end. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the side. All right, so now since we are around to the side of the GLA, you're either going to find aluminum or gloss black roof rails to start. Chrome window surrounds do come standard, or gloss black window surrounds if you go with the AMG package, of course. Rear privacy glass coming standard. Taking a look at the side mirrors, they're either going to be body colored or gloss black. They are power adjustable. They will be heated with LED integrated turn signals then as well. Then taking a look down at the wheel setup, there's so many different options here, but 18-inch twin 5-spoke alloys do come standard. The AMG package gets their own specific look, of course. And then there's 18-inch, 19-inch, and 20-inch designs all available to really customize this one and make it your own. But you got to appreciate those perforated rotors behind the front wheels there as well. I think that looks pretty cool. But that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the back. All right, so now since we are around to the back of this one, all the way to the top, you will not find a shark fin antenna. Mercedes-Benz always does it with a clean look. I absolutely love that. But rear spoiler with an integrated brake light. You got a rear window wiper affixed to the rear glass. LED taillights do come standard, of course. They look pretty darn good. You will get a rear diffuser with that AMG package towards the very bottom there. You guys can see that. And then just below it all, you will actually find dual exhaust outlets with chrome tips. So previously, I know they had been tucked away and it was kind of a fake look, but these actually are real. I just looked. So that is pretty darn cool. I love it. But anyways, having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next here. As always, here is that exhaust clip. Now, since we are around to the back of the GLA, when it comes to opening that rear lift gate, a manual lift gate does come standard. However, a power lift gate is going to be available. We have that with us, of course. There is a button on the key fob. There's also a rubberized button on the lift gate itself then as well. But once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 19 cubic feet even. If that was not enough space, there is a 40-20-40 split, meaning the rear seats do fold down. That's going to bump that up to 50.5 cubic feet then. Cargo cover back there, there's an elastic strap. The whole thing's in place if you wanted to. to. Cargo lighting, crow-plated tie-down anchors. There's some netted storage back there. Grocery bag hooks. There's a 12-volt power outlet. Quite a bit going on in the cargo area. And then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you will find some in-floor storage. So that was pretty cool to see as well. But then making our way up to the rear legroom, that is going to come in at 38 inches even. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had in the rear seats there. Rear center armrest with cup holders is going to be optional. It's an option that we have with us here. Rear ventilation does come standard. Dual rear USB charging ports. You actually get a 115-volt power outlet then as well. Would have loved to have seen some rear window sunshades, but I don't know. Maybe that's just in larger SUVs, I suppose. But then making our way up to the front seats, 8-way power driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar coming standard. Memory settings for both the driver and the passenger as well. That's something Mercedes does, and that's for up to 3 drivers and 3 passengers. So that is pretty darn cool. I love that. MB-Tex upholstery coming standard. Leather seating goes for $1,450. If you wanted heated front seats, that's a $500 option. Overall, as far as seat comfort goes, it was plenty fine for me in my short little test drive. I didn't have any issues. By the way, the seat buttons to adjust the seats, they're actually not located on the seat itself, but rather the doors. If you're new to Mercedes-Benz, that's something that they've been doing for a while now, and it's just something that they do. But then taking a look at the steering wheel, it is tilt and telescoping. It is leather wrapped. It is heated for an additional $450 if you wanted the heated steering wheel. But I did like the paddle shifters as well. They're not just a matte black plastic. They're actually finished in a nice smooth silver finish. So very high-end feel to them. So I was a fan of that. Now let's go ahead and make our way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key here. All of your buttons are located on one side of the key. You got lock, unlock, and the button to pop the rear tailgate there, but it is all keyless entry with a push button start. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that engine start button located just to the left of those center air vents there. And so once started up, you are looking at potentially probably the best gauge cluster in existence right now. BMW and Mercedes do the gauges absolutely brilliant. So there's a home button on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. If you press that, it gives you a bunch of different loadouts. So there's understated. That's probably my personal favorite because it kind of has like a Aurora Borealis thing going on in the background, which is very calming. You got a sport setup up there. There's classic. There's also an off-road setup that'll give you a bunch of off-road statistics. So a bunch of different looks up there. And the other cool thing is with the understated look, you can actually change the color of those gauges to actually match the ambient lighting color that you have set up as well. So yet again, Mercedes absolutely crushes it when it comes to the gauges. They probably are my favorite when it comes to digital gauges. So of course it gives you things like outside temperature, there's a digital readout, all of your basics basically. So it looks pretty darn good. But now let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality. If you wanted a panorama roof, that goes for $1,500. That is not an option that we have with us here, unfortunately. Universal garage door opener is going to be available. Wireless phone charger does come standard. That's located just in front of the cup holders there. You get 64 colors of ambient lighting in typical Mercedes fashion, and they do ambient lighting better than everybody else. It's so thick, it's so bright, it just looks so dang good. Like, they absolutely crush it when it comes to their ambient lighting and gauges. But you're going to find either aluminum or wood trims. They are available. You also have the Mercedes-Benz Star kind of trim. And the cool thing is just above the passenger side glove box, this is a little bit darker out. I can show this to you guys. But a lot of the Mercedes-Benz logos actually light up ambient lighting color that you pick as well. So, of course, you got cup holders up here. Just behind that, you got a little bit of rubberized storage, a nice little volume knob that's finished in a very high quality silver as well. And then within the center armrest, you have a decent amount of storage in there and a couple USB charging ports actually in there as well. I think my favorite part though about this particular configuration that we have with us here is you have these, I think it's called sage gray, but they're kind of like a gray blue kind of seats. So this is one of the coolest things because I'm so used to like basic gray, black, and maybe sometimes red, but it's very rare that you see like green and blue interiors. I wish there was more green interiors, but this is kind of like a blue interior and it looks so good. It's so rare that you see that kind of thing. So I'm a huge fan of that. But then making our way to the infotainment screen, which you're looking at is a 10.3-inch infotainment screen. You get Bluetooth and audio streaming, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You gotta love that. You got a compass up there if you wanted it, driving statistics, climate control settings, off-road statistics, ambient lighting settings, of course. And you have the Hey Mercedes functionality.
How may I help you?
Turn on the radio. I just have to turn up volume now.
Baltimore City,
She did
Baltimore
it.
County.
Anyway, so that's pretty convenient. And of course, you do have your radio information up there. So when it comes to the sound systems, there's two of them actually. You're going to either find 6 speakers or a 12-speaker Burmester sound system that goes for $1,060. That gives you 590 watts and a 9-channel digital amplifier. So of course, we have the 6-speaker sound system with us here today. So let's go ahead and turn on the radio. Let's see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one. Alright, so when it comes to that sound system, I will say the bass, probably unmatched for a 6-speaker sound system. They did a wonderful job with the bass for it only having 6 speakers. Clarity was as you would expect a 6-speaker sound system to sound like, so if you wanted a better sound system, it is available for you, but not the best with the clarity, but the bass was spot on, definitely on point there. But anyways, last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen is when you do put the GLA in reverse, you will find pretty darn high definition rear view camera, albeit it doesn't take up the whole screen. It's kind of a small one, but it still gets the job done. But that is always going to lead us into safety. And so front side curtain airbags do come standard. Get driver and passenger knee airbags up front as well. In the back, you got latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, active brake assist, Mercedes-Benz emergency call service, attention assist, blind spot monitoring system, and then crosswind assist as well. Then if you wanted all the advanced safety, go with the driver assistance package. It goes for $1,700, and then rear side impact airbags go for $350 if you wanted them as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here, the GLA 250, the best ambient lighting in existence. It looks absolutely wonderful. I love that. Gauges are amazing as well. I love you could change all the different colors. It has so many different loadouts. They look amazing. Great driving dynamics. This thing has plenty of acceleration for what this vehicle is. Paddle shifters were plenty fine as well. They were instantaneous. Braking is great. So overall, Mercedes-Benz always crushes it with driving dynamics. Excellent interior quality as well. I love how these stars illuminate above the passenger side glove box, and the fact that you get aluminum and wood trims as well if you wanted them. That's definitely pretty nice. And so, but that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow Mercedes-Benz at Hagerstown somewhere on the screen there. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews and all of our fun YouTube shorts we put on our channel, of course, as well. We do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and we will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.